Hey everybody, Peter Christensen here, and in this video I'm going to share with you how to read your Facebook ads data so you can make better decisions without stressing out, right? So let's get into it. Alright, so here we have, first of all, you need a custom column setup. So here's my custom column setup that I use for all of our clients, and I'm just going to walk you through what each thing means, and then I'm going to show you in a Facebook Ads Manager what it all looks like and how to set it up. So these are all the metrics that I have in my custom column right here. The first three is just very basic that you need to have is the delivery. So this will tell you whether it's active, disabled, learning and all these things. CPM, so cost per 1,000 impressions. So how much you're paying to get impressions, and then how many impressions that you have currently for this ad set, this ad, this campaign. You're going to want to see that all the time at every level. So those are our top three. And then when you're running video ads, it's very important to have the metrics to see how well your videos are doing. So we have 3-second video plays at 95%, and then video play or video average play time. So what this tells you, the 3-second video plays, is you can compare it to your impressions to see how well your video is doing at stopping the scroll, at getting someone's attention while they're scrolling. So you take your impressions and then compare it to your 3-second video plays, and that kind of gives you an idea of how well the first 3 seconds of your video is going. And then your video plays at 95% is how engaging your video is. So you compare that to your 3-second video plays, of course, and then if you have a good amount in that comparison in your video plays at 95%, your video is engaging and people are staying for a long time to watch almost all of your video. And this, keep in mind too, you're going to see a bigger number here if your video is shorter. So say you have like a 10-second, 15-second, 30-second video, you're going to see a lot more 95% video viewers versus if you have a 2-minute, 3-minute, 5-minute video ad, because people pretty much drop off maybe after 20% most of the time, like 15 to 20%, unless your video ads are really good. So after that, we have video average play time. So this is the average amount of time that someone is watching your video ad. So this is just good to know anyways, and can allow you to kind of compare how your different video creatives are doing versus each other or inside different audiences. So the next set is the click-through rate. So we have unique click-through rate all, and then we have unique click-through rate link click. So this is really the one that I focus on, is this link click-through rate. This is, for me, I think about it as people who have seen my creative, who have seen my ad and decided you know what, I'm going to click on this and see what's on the next page. That's the metric that I look at, is the link click-through rate, and I want to definitely keep that above 1% at least. 2% is great, above 2%, you're crushing it with your copy, your messaging, and your offer. So that's a super important metric to keep in mind and to take a look at, and it's one of my main metrics I look at. And then we have actual funnel activity. So we have unique link clicks, content views, add to carts, checkouts that are initiated, and then purchases. So these are just funnel events for after someone clicks on your ad and clicks through, how many of them are falling off at viewing content but not adding to cart, or adding to cart but not purchasing. So here, why we have these on here is you can clearly see how well your funnel is doing based on the numbers, and it's just very important to be able to see that at a glance. And then right after that, we have the cost per all of those funnel actions. So you can get an idea of how much it's costing you to get someone to add to cart, get someone to view your content, get someone to purchase. We want to make sure that we are able to view all these things, at a glance and compare our ad sets and our ads. Maybe you have one ad that's getting you $10 add to cart and another ad that's getting you $5 add to cart. You definitely want to take note of that and try to make more ads that are getting you the $5 add to cart, right? So next we have the budget, the amount spent, the conversion value, and then the return on ad spend. So this is how much you've spent, right? The budget is if you're running CBO, it'll tell you $100 per day, $50 per day. whatever your daily spend is. And then purchase conversion value is like how much revenue has this campaign generated. And the return on ad spend is how much you spent versus how much revenue. What does that look like? So we want to see those all the time, right? We're running ads to make conversions. So this is very important. We want to have these on here. And then frequency is one that not a lot of people pay attention to, but you should, because if your ad is being seen, more than 2 times, 3 times, especially in top of funnel, it's probably burnt out by now. So in the top of funnel campaigns, your cold traffic, where you're testing ads and messaging, you should want to be like around 1 frequency. 1.5 is like starting to push it, and anything above 1.5 frequency, you're probably showing this ad to these people like a lot too much. So you want to think about maybe refreshing your creative and things like that. And then frequency comes into play as well in the retargeting. So if you're having like website visitor retargeting and your frequency is like 3 or 4, like these people who are in this custom audience has seen this ad like 3 or 4 times. So it's probably time to refresh it. And sometimes I've seen add to cart retargeting frequency get up to like 10, 15. So it's like these people have seen that ad 15 times, kind of annoying. So you want to keep an eye on the frequency to make sure you're not annoying people. And then if you're like seeing a dip in performance, maybe it's because you're showing the same ad to the same people too many times and they're just getting annoyed. So I like to keep that on there. And then finally, we have the relevance diagnostics metrics. So this is seen at the ad level, and it tells you, your conversion rate ranking, engagement ranking, and another metric that I look at for the ads, and I'll show you right now on the Ads Manager screen. Let's dive into that actually. Okay, so here you can see an Ads Manager account. You can see I have scaling ads. To do it, you click here on columns, you do customize columns, and then this is where you can select all those metrics that I have. Make sure that you unselect these boxes here for purchases, purchase conversion value, ROAS, and all these things. So quality ranking, engagement, conversion, and then you can save it as a preset and name it. And so I'll just show you really quickly at the ads level what I mean by those quality rankings. So let's sort by quality. So here we have the quality ranking, engagement ranking, and conversion rate ranking that I told you I look at. So above average, below average. What this is telling me, for example, here is that our ads are, they're getting good engagement, the quality, the perceived quality and the relevance is above average, but when they click over to the website, we're struggling to get them to convert. So the conversion ranking is bottom 35%, you see, for this ad example. And you see average, above average here. So this is good to check if your ads are maybe dipping in performance, maybe where to focus, like the conversion rate ranking. If it's below average, maybe work on optimizing your product page or your landing page to see if you can get the conversion rate for the event that you're optimizing for, bump it up. And so that's a way you can test. Let's take a look at an example of what I would look for if I was managing a campaign using this column breakdown. So right here, highlighted, I have a top of funnel interest testing campaign, optimizing for purchase. And so the first thing I would do is I would select it and I would scroll over to our ROAS. You see this one is a 3 ROAS, so this one's actually doing really good. Then I'll check the cost per purchase to see if that's at our cost per purchase or not, and take a look at our cost per add to cart, cost per checkout, and then I'll take a note of $1.52 cost per content view, and then $1.34 cost per link click. So I would want to get this down to closer to $1. So that's a note that I would want to take, is to ask myself, how can I get the cost per unique link click down to $1? Because I know that will bring the cost down of everything else in the funnel, and then we'll be able to get even more profit from this campaign. So let's keep going. And then I take a look at the unique link click-through rate. So this one is 1.82. So that's pretty good, close to 2%. That's telling me that our offer and our copy is really resonating with these audiences and it's doing really well. And you can see that in the ROAS, right? 3 ROAS, that's pretty good for this client, this brand. So that's good to see. And if, it was closer to 1 or under 1%, I would know that I would need to take a look at the ad copy, the offer, and the creative to make sure and try and improve that. So again, nothing to stress out about. It's just looking at the numbers and knowing what numbers to look at. That kind of hopefully can take away some of that stress from you guys managing your ad account. So look at the unique link click-through rate. If it's below 1%, take a look at improving the copy, improving the creative, and then last resort, improving the offer or changing the offer completely. That'll usually get you a different result for the unique link click-through rate. But in this example, it's looking pretty good. And then CPM is at 11, which I'm pretty happy with. I usually like to shoot with $10 to $15 CPM. It's usually pretty good. And then if it's above $20 CPM, that's pretty expensive. And then something's happening in the market. If it's above $20 CPM, and you want to get more engagement, hopefully, that's something that I would try and do, because the better the ad is serving, Facebook's users, because that's what Facebook cares about, right? Is providing a good experience for the users. So the better experience the ad is giving to the users, the idea is that Facebook will reward us with lower CPMs, more impressions, and that'll help our business because we'll get more people, our ad in front of more people, right? So $10 to $15 CPM, shoot for that, optimize for that. And yeah, this campaign is actually doing really good. But again, the two things that I would look at if you're stressing out right now is look at your unique link click-through rate. If it's below 1%, definitely take a look at your copy, your creative, your offer, and then your cost per unique link click. Try to get that around $1, and then your cost per funnel actions, if it jumps up dramatically and say your add to cart is like 5% or below 5%, that you need to focus on what's on your product page or what's on your landing page. You can use Hotjar to kind of track clicks and customer activity on your website. But take a look at through all that, and I hope this video has kind of helped give you a roadmap, a plan to look at the numbers and not get so stressed out, and to be able to pinpoint which metrics to look at so you can start making data-based decisions. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.